This is the part I hate. We have replaced the head. We have put everything back. Everything is connected. The distributor, all the spark plugs, the coolant system, the exhaust, the intake, everything is back connected the way it was. And the only thing we've done is replace a couple parts. So theoretically it started just fine before. Well, I mean, it did give a little bit of trouble, but still, it started before. It should start now, and it's not. Everything up until now, I've known what I need to do, you know. I know I need to take stuff apart, I need to replace stuff, I need to put the stuff back together. This is the part that I don't like, because now I have to troubleshoot. I have to figure out what's going on, why it's not starting, and fix it. And it could be one of several different things. What could it be? So the first thing I noticed, and that's the major thing I noticed right away, is it seemed to be cranking really slowly. And I looked at the batteries. I even brought down the battery charger, and sure enough, the batteries are a little less than fully powered. Probably has something to do with the fact that they've been sitting for a while. They have been disconnected, and they've been in a relatively dry, climate-controlled environment. But they have still been sitting for quite a while. And then when I went to start this thing, it took a little bit of extra work to start it this time than it normally does. So the batteries might have been drawn down because of it starting and not driving very far, so it didn't charge the batteries. So I hooked up the jump pack to try to provide enough current to start the truck, but that didn't work. So one possibility is that the batteries are too run down. They cannot turn the truck over fast enough to start the truck. So tonight I am going to be charging both of the batteries, and I will be trying again tomorrow with that. Another thing that it could be is the starter. Like I said, it had a rough time starting when I got here and when I first went to put it in the garage. So it could be the starter going out. Now, providing more electricity, providing more current with the charged batteries and the jumper pack might be enough to get this thing started, but that is, the starter would be something that I would have to deal with some other time. Now, I do know that I have a starter, so I could install it, but I don't know. It looks a little hard to get to, and I really don't want to deal with that right now. So if there's, so it could be the starter. Another thing that it could be is the distributor. Now, I took the distributor out to replace the side cover gasket because the old gasket broke apart when we went to take the side cover, move the side cover out of the way so we could take the head off. So it could be that the distributor was put back in wrong. If that's the case, then it is 180 degrees out of alignment. So if it is in wrong, it's only 180 degrees out of alignment. So we would just have to take the distributor out, spin the thing on the bottom 180 degrees, and then put it back. So that is one possibility. I will be looking at the footage, and that's one of the cool things about filming everything that I do, is I can always go back and look at the footage. And I've done this a bunch of times, trying to figure out things with the truck, trying to figure out how it sounds, where it might be leaking, just trying to figure out what's going on. I can always go back and look at the footage. So I can actually look at the footage, listen to it, and see what kinds of noises is the engine making. Is it trying to start? Does it have compression? Does it have spark? If it seems to be sparking on all cylinders, then it's probably not the distributor. But if it's only sparking on like one cylinder every once in a while, then maybe it is the distributor. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is that it could be the spark plugs or the spark plug wires. I have been trying to find replacements for the spark plug wires for a while. I have been to several different auto parts stores. Now I know I can get them online, but they're expensive and you have to have them shipped, and so I always try and buy these kinds of parts locally if I can. It's just easier, usually a little cheaper, plus the part is new and not used or new old stock. So some of these spark plug wires, I noticed the ends of them are a little messed up. So it's possible that they aren't getting a good enough electrical connection to actually fire. And so some of the cylinders aren't firing, and that is causing the truck to not start. So that is another possibility. And again, I'll be looking for that when I watch the footage. So what is needed to make an engine start? First off, you need to have a starter that's working and supplied with enough current to turn over the engine. We already discussed how the starter might be going, how the batteries might not be able to provide enough current, so I will be addressing those. After that, you need three things: fuel, air, spark. We talked about the spark. The distributor might be put in wrong. The spark plug wires might be bad. Some of the spark plug wires might be bad. Some of the spark plugs might be bad. So that is one possibility on the spark side. For fuel, I know that fuel is getting to the fuel pump and the fuel filter on the side of the engine. I can physically see the fuel, and I have primed the fuel system, and I heard the fuel get up to the carburetor. So I know that we have fuel. So that is not an issue. Fuel is getting to the carburetor. Of course, if the fuel isn't mixing with the air right, that could be another problem. I did spray out the carburetor with carb and choke clean, so it might have messed up something in there. It might need adjusting, so that is another possibility. The last thing you need is air. There's really not much to it. I removed the pipe to the air filter, and so the air filter is not an issue, so it's just going straight into the carburetor, straight into the engine. That there should not be any kind of problem with that. And I have secured everything on the manifold and the intake, so there should be nowhere where air is escaping. One problem that can make it run rough, but I don't think would necessarily keep it from starting, would be the exhaust manifold. Leaks in the exhaust system can make it so that the exhaust scavenging doesn't work right. You know, the other thing you need, so you have fuel, air, spark, you have the starter, and the other thing you need is compression. The piston needs to compress that air-fuel mixture inside the cylinder before it can ignite and actually cause the power stroke. If there is no compression on the cylinders, it's probably not going to start. We did just change the head gasket. However, we tightened down all the head bolts in the proper order, using the proper sequence to the proper proper torque settings. So I really don't think it's a problem with compression. Also, if it were a problem with compression, the engine would be very easy to turn over. The engine would just be spinning freely because the compression is what provides a lot of that resistance to the engine turning over. That is what the starter has to overcome. Since the starter is having such a problem turning over this engine, it tells me that compression is not the problem. So, those are all of the things that could be keeping this truck from running. We have the main culprits are the starter and the batteries. The spark system, the distributor, spark plug wires, spark plugs. And that's really about it, because we know the fuel is probably good, the air is probably good. So the two that I'm going to focus on initially is the starter / batteries and the spark. However, again, tonight I will be watching through this footage, seeing what the engine does, and trying to figure out if I can narrow it down even further. We will be back at it tomorrow, and hopefully we can get this thing started. And once it's started, we just need to adjust. Once it's started, we just need to run it up to temperature, top off the coolant, adjust the valves, and then the engine work is done. This clip right here told me that we have combustion, which means we must have spark, so it's not a problem with the distributor or the spark plug wires. Charged up the batteries, and it was cranking over a lot faster this time, so it looks like it was the batteries that was keeping it from starting before. However, it still wasn't starting. I tried some starting fluid, and with the starting fluid it touched right off and then immediately died. That generally means that it's a fuel problem. So the starting fluid provides some fuel, which is why it's able to start, but then it immediately dies because it burns up that ether really quickly, and then it's got nothing else to go on. So I looked at the fuel system. I started by going to the fuel pump and pumping the priming handle. And then I ended up taking off the glass bowl, the sediment bowl, which traps any sediment. It's like a secondary fuel filter. And there was fuel in it. But when I took off the fuel line that attaches to the carburetor, there was no fuel in it. So I disconnected the line from that sediment bowl, and I sprayed some carbon choke cleaner through it, and the spray came out clear on the other side, so the line wasn't clogged. So I connected it back up and reprimed the system, and then I could hear the fuel going into the carburetor. It filled up the bowl on the carburetor, and then the truck was able to start. It was able to run. It was idling. It sounded like it was idling a little rough. I think part of that might be the carburetor just needs to be adjusted, because it was idling good when we first started, but then as it warmed up, it got a little worse. I did adjust the idle so that it idled a little faster. I didn't play with the jets. It has 2 screws to adjust the 2 jets to control how much fuel goes in at idle. I didn't play with those. That's one setting that we could play with in the future, just to make sure that it runs right. But it was running, and we got it most of the way up to temperature. One of the other problems that it was having is the gasket, the one that I pointed out before, yep, that is leaking. Um, it's not so bad when you are at a very low idle, but the minute you step up the RPMs, even just a little bit, it is leaking a lot. And so that takes away some of the oxygen from the atmosphere right around the open carburetor, the open intake. So it was possible that that was contributing to the idling problems. So in the future, just making sure that maybe finding some way to plug that up, or finding a new manifold, um, or we could run a snorkel from the air filter, just take it outside the engine compartment, and then that would make sure that it gets fresh air. But anyway, it started and it was idling, and we were just waiting for it to warm up when suddenly my mother said, "Hey, what's that gushing on the side of the engine?" Well, that was the fuel pump that stuff was coming out of. And there's not much to come out of a fuel pump besides fuel. So that's the fuel pump right down there. This is the priming handle right here. And then this part here that has 3 little holes, it's some sort of vent, but I don't know much about it besides that. And that is where the fuel was coming out. And it was really gushing out, even while the engine was at idle. So now I'm leaking fuel all over the place. So that's a safety issue. So I immediately shut the truck off. I'm not sure why the fuel was coming out of that spot when it didn't before. I have to read more about that fuel pump and what that vent there is actually supposed to do, and figure out why fuel was leaking from there. But we got the engine warm enough to where I would say that the cooling system is fully bled, and the valves have warmed up, so we can readjust them tomorrow. At least we got it started. That is the major hurdle. So at the very least, it is in the same condition now that it was when we pulled it in. Because it started before, it's starting now. It was running rough when it was warm then. It was running a little rough now, not too rough. Of course, it wasn't up to its full operating temperature yet. The main reason I turned it off again was the fuel. But that's where we're at with the truck. It's a really good place. We're not going to get to work on the brakes this time. I'm just not going to have enough time. But at least we have done the head replacement, which is what we set out to do. The brakes were just an additional thing that I wanted to get done. I ordered parts at the last minute. But that's where we are with the truck, and I am going to call it a night. The first clip is trying to start the truck on the first day after the repairs, and then the second clip is actually an old clip of the truck starting before all of the problems occurred, and is therefore a representative sample of a normal start. Now, because of the difference in camera position, and in the second clip the truck is not in an echoey garage, it's not exactly a one-to-one comparison, but we can see that the truck should turn over much faster, and we don't hear those extra loud thuds. That regular thumping sound is the mechanical fuel pump, and by looking back at the footage, I realized that it should not be making that much noise. So I figured out that that was the cause of the lack of fuel that I discovered when I tried to start the truck using the starting fluid ether. And it also was the eventual cause of the fuel coming out of the vent on the pump. The fuel pump is bad.